Hi, I'm Asha from SkateFresh. Welcome back to my living room. This is video number 2 in a series of 4, all about how to help you with your pains and potential injuries from skating. So, I know a lot of you are suffering with pain and discomfort either during or after your skating. And, I'm not a medical doctor or a health practitioner, but I just have a few tips that I have used for many years, which I think can just help you. And the idea is test them out and see if they work. I do believe that all skaters should be stretching regularly, particularly before and after skating, and maybe a longer session a few times a week. And this is good practice for our bodies in general. Just doing one activity, whether that's a fantastic sport like skating, might end up doing some kind of repetitive strain damage to your body, okay? So let's get going today with knees. So knees are one of the biggest problem areas for skaters. And I think what happens with a lot of people is they get into skating, they start skating a lot, and then essentially the workload on the knees is a lot, and we're usually on one leg at a time. So we're sort of weight bearing on one leg most of the time. And I think the knee joints take a lot of strain. And I think if you're particularly, if you're not that fit before you start skating, that extra strain can just end up causing you a bit of discomfort and pain. So fundamentally, I think that the most important thing to do for knee pain is to strengthen the muscles above and below and around the knees. Our joints are designed to have strong muscles moving them. And I think if the muscles are weak, that's the first thing that then starts to happen is we get pain. I have suffered with knee pain for a long time, and actually, yoga is how I've managed to kind of fix that. So let's do our first exercise. I'm going to give you 2. First exercise to help you strengthen your knee joints, okay, and the muscles around the joints. So this first one is called eagle posture, okay? So do it with me now, and then you can practice it by yourself, and I'll show you from the front and the side. So stand with your feet together, big toes and ankles together. And firstly, I just want you to bend your knees, and you can slightly lean forward from the hips, that's fine, okay? And then I want you to root down into one of your feet, yeah? And then slowly lift the other one up. You are going to be balancing on one leg. Lift this other leg up high and over. Cross at the knees so your knees touch. And if balancing here is difficult for you, you can just touch the very tippy toes of your toes on the floor. Do not heavily weight on your toes. Just imagine just putting your toenails on the floor. So imagine that your weight distribution is 95-5, okay? So you're just going to stay in this position. So you've crossed the knees, either the tippy toes are on the floor, yeah, or you're in the air. Now your arms, you can put your elbows together and your palms together, okay? So let's just stay there for a while. We're aiming for a minute, all right? Now, the foot that's in the air, if you're balancing on one foot, if your foot's sticking out like this, I want you to point it down towards the floor and in towards your other foot, and maybe even you can touch that ankle. Keep it touching there. Right, now this is the first position for the arms, which is elbows and wrists together. You could also swing one elbow under the other and cross, okay? So this is also a nice stretch. And, don't worry if you... I find it hard to talk and balance. Okay, I think we're probably getting to about a minute now, yeah? Now, eventually, this foot could hook behind your ankle. That's the final phase. Right, and then come up. Whew. So I can really feel the work on that thigh muscle. Okay, let's do the other leg. All right, so again, down you go, hinge at the knees and the ankles and at the hip joint. Lift up, high and over. Ideally, you're going to try and just balance, yeah? If balancing's a bit tricky, you can just put your toenails on the floor. But try if you can to balance. Now, that foot sticking out, point it down and see if you can touch it to your other leg, okay? So elbows in, wrists in, and you can try lifting your elbows higher. Again, that gives you quite a nice stretch. Yeah, and eventually this foot can start sneaking around the back of that base leg. And again, keep sitting down Okay, so I'll show you from the side. So you really want to be sitting down as much as you can and lifting your chest up. Whoops. And again, it doesn't matter if you overbalance, just come back and maybe notice at the beginning, maybe in the first week, you overbalance 3 times in every minute. Whoops. Or maybe just twice. Yeah, I've been practicing yoga for years and I still overbalance all the time. So again, elbows up, knees and butt down, chest up, and keep breathing. Okay, again, I don't have a timer here, but that's feeling like about a minute. Okay, whew. So ideally, a minute on each foot and then change sides again. So you're going to do 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, let's move on. I'll give you the second exercise. Okay, so that is called eagle posture. All right, and very briefly, what it does is because you've got your weight on this bottom knee, it's actually squeezing, it's sort of creating a bit of a tourniquet above and below this knee. So it's sort of reducing the oxygen and blood going through that knee whilst you're in the posture. And then when you release, all that blood flushes through your knee joint and takes away anything that doesn't need to be there, like floaty bits of cartilage that I used to have in my knee. Okay, let's do the second posture. Okay, so now stand still. I'm just showing you from the side, feet together. We're going to straighten both knees, okay? But one knee, particularly this one closest to the camera, I'm going to straighten. So watch, there's a micro knee bend, there's straight. And it's straight and I'm pulling up my kneecap and my whole thigh muscle is super contracted, okay? So now I'm just going to balance and take this foot off the floor. Now, ideally, I want to have a set of 90-degree angles on this leg in the air. 90 degrees at your ankle, 90 degrees at your knee joint, and 90 degrees at your hip. Okay? Your other hand, both hands can be pointing straight down towards the floor. Now, I can feel already this leg I'm standing on wants to keep kind of relaxing, and I keep pulling it up. In fact, that is the purpose of this entire posture, is this leg, okay? Now, suck in your stomach muscles, yeah? Keep breathing deeply in and out, or just breathe normally in and out. If I wasn't talking, my breath would be doing this. So just normal, audible, I call it loud breathing, okay? Now again, this leg is getting very, very tired from being contracted all this time, yeah? I'm using all the muscles in my feet to stay balanced. That is stage 1. If you want it to be harder, you can begin to crunch in your stomach muscles and reach towards your foot. This is going to give you some lower back strengthening work as well, but you must use your abdominals. Right, let's do the other leg. Okay, so again, I can really feel that. So this is a very efficient way of quickly, so change leg, pull up the knee. It's a very efficient way of quickly building strength in the muscles above the knee. Okay, so again, flex the foot, 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the hip, straight arms, and really, really focus on your thigh muscle, your knee should be contracted, tense, and lifted up and pulling up continuously. That's the hard thing. Now, if you can practice this in front of a mirror, just stare at this straight knee, and you will see when it begins to kind of relax and kind of just stop playing the game. So you need to be really, really on that. Again, second level, if you're already, pretty strong, suck in your stomach muscles, roll down a little bit as if you're reaching for your foot. Even in this position, the focus is this knee being completely straight. Now again, if you kind of overbalance and fall out, it's completely fine. Come back to the beginning, start again, straighten the knee, boom, you're straight back in. Okay? Right, so there would be the crunched over version. Okie doke. So there you go, 2 exercises for your knees. I can already feels like my legs have had a complete workout. And again, I recommend doing a minute on each foot twice, yeah? So that would be 8 minutes in total for your knees for the day. And if you have knee pain after skating, I challenge you, what's 10 minutes a day to get rid of your knee pain? Yeah, doing just these 2 exercises every day for 4 minutes and 4 minutes could sort you out. It certainly did for me. I had a terrible knee problem around 6-7 years ago. I was wearing a knee brace. In fact, some of my early YouTube videos, you can see me wearing a knee brace all the time, and it was progressively getting worse and worse. What I then did was I upped my yoga, and I wasn't practicing daily then, and I just started doing little bits every day, and I have not had knee pain or knee problems ever since. I have noticed though, if I stop doing my yoga practice, the knee pains start to come back. So if I go 2 weeks on holiday and I don't do any yoga, in about 10 days, I start getting these little scratchy, niggling pains right inside my knee. And that is the biggest motivator to get me back on my mat. So I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments below how you found those exercises. Make sure you're breathing the entire time. If you can't hear yourself breathing, you're not practicing yoga. You know what I mean? Audible, deep breaths. Okay? If you'd like any more help from me in this kind of way with all over body stuff, check out Yoga for Skaters on skatefresh.com on the online training section. And I've got a free 7-minute yoga class, not designed by me, but designed by my teacher, Naomi Clark Yoga. And that's something that you could do on a daily basis to help you with all of these issues. All right, let me know what you think below. Did you do these exercises with me? How did your thigh muscle feel? Let me know. Mine are tired. But again, strength is what we need to be able to skate long and healthy lives. Next time will be hips and glutes. Look forward to that one. Bye.